My name is Sunday Abba, a student of HBI Investing and one of those privileged to enjoy scholarship for Master in Strategic Leadership. The last couple of months has been tremendously impactful, especially reflecting over the 4 distinct courses that were taken in the first semester, talking about spiritual formation, graduate academic writing, introduction to speech, professionalism, ethics, and research literacy. These 4 courses have been very, very impactful and are shaping my life and my leadership practice, and is still on. What are these takeaways? Spiritual formation, for example, my takeaway in spiritual formation as a course is not passive. It requires intentional cooperation between divine grace and human effort. I learned that being conformed to the image of Christ involves a renewed mind, spiritual training, and active participation in Christian community. This challenged my previous assumption that spiritual growth happens automatically. Once you are born again, that's all. So we realize that after conversion, instead, you need to also reach out for this. You need to also stretch yourself through discipline, and such as this a solitude, meditation, fasting, praying, confession, and other services. And this decision between grace and effort were also expressed in the course of the study. And this to me is unique. It stands out, and it helps a believer to flourish and be transformed. And don't forget, the goal of spiritual formation is Christ likeness. Then academic writing. This also has impacted my life. We realize that academic writing is not just recording. I thought it's just recording, but it's beyond recording. It means discovering, refining, and communicating your reasoning. I learned that communication also must be clear. Clarity, not complexity, is the highest form of academic sophistication. And the distinction between summarizing and synthesizing literature is very fundamental. Introduction to speech. This is also impactful in the course. I've gotten a number of takeaways from this. I understand that effective communication depends more on the audience analysis, more than an eloquent delivery of speech. And you must also be able to examine the demographics, the psychographies, and the situational factor of my listener. I must be able to assess them and know to be able to ensure relevance and resonance. And non-verbal communication, like eye contact, posture, gesture, tone, spacing, all of these convey meaning sometimes than words themselves, and they are very important. They may lead to misalignment between verbal and non-verbal. I'm emphasizing this non-verbal is also important in the course of the lesson. Honesty, integrity, fairness are also very essential. Then we talk about professionalism, ethics, and research literacy. Now, ethical decision making requires structured framework, not merely good intention. The RIP's model are also very important. Individual process dilemma that helps the individual to learn and be informed. And when talking about informed consent also, it's not just a signature, but an ongoing process of communication that respect participant autonomy and ensure comprehension. So in all, these 4 courses have equipped me with integrated understanding as I continue in my graduate study. As I journey through this study, I have learned also by conviction that excellency in any field requires not just skill, but also virtue, the discipline, the practice of humility, honesty, and service to others. Thank you.